Hi, it's autumn. It's the middle of autumn. Today is the equinox. I thought I would do a little garden tour today because I haven't done one in a little bit. Everything's changing with the seasons, and I just want to show you around. Got some mums I put in, and hollyhocks are starting to come up that I planted last year, which is real exciting. I've got onions coming back. Doing a lot of seed saving. I've harvested a lot of things from the garden. Most of the corn has been cut down. Most of the sorghum I cut a couple weeks ago, and it's regrowing from the base, so that is cool to know. Chinese cabbages are doing their thing. Like, we have slugs. We have grasshoppers, and we have loud buses that come by it seems like every 2 minutes from 4 a.m. to midnight. Sagebush is doing good. And this is all oregano. Well, it's mostly oregano that I'm saving for seeds. So once these all turn like a dark gray or black, and they get all dry, then I can harvest the seeds. So that's pretty exciting. Not as exciting as those. This is the most successful pair of nasturtiums I've ever grown. They were pretty runty all summer, but now that it's cooled off, they're real happy, I think. Some marigolds. Some really great calendula. Just love this color. The teddy bear sunflowers making seeds, and been collecting yarrow seeds, fennel seeds. We had a really bad windstorm last week, and had some like hurricane force winds, so a lot of things have just kind of gotten a little bit mangled in the wind. Had a little bit of like crispiness occur. Ooh. Okay, but that's a tomato. Alright. Yeah, I've harvested all the popcorn out of this area. Black beans are still going over here. Collards and cabbages. I'm planning to plant a bunch of peas out front, and mustard. I was going to plant these collard greens, but the packet was open and upside down in my pocket, so they'll be getting planted. Just maybe not in an orderly way. The calendula is doing really well. More arugula, some kale. Over here. I'm gonna show off these real good flowers. This came from a little seed bomb. I think this is Cosmos. I could be wrong. Maybe it's kind of daisy. I mean, definitely daisy fan, but what else is good. I've planted a bunch of peas in this area and they're just barely starting to come up. And over here in Baby Zone, we have the world's tiniest straw flowers. But they're really cute. And some calendula, all white and pink and purple. And we have a little bit of California poppy over here, and you may get like 2 zinnias. I planted some squash, but too late, so I'm letting them grow, but not really expecting a whole lot out of them. Okay, I'll hop down here. We got the old compost pile has been flipped. We're starting another one, as one does. And I think once this is all done, I'm gonna put a layer of compost in here. Everything except the walking onions in this area has been cut down, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for fall winter crop here yet. Just thinking about it. I put in a lot of time back here lately, just transitioning from warm season crops to cool season crops. I'm doing a lot of cover cropping, and so I've planted a lot of peas and fenugreek. I think this is fenugreek. Down here, just starting to pop up. I got some really resilient kale from last year that has still been making big enough leaves, but I've cut all of the old kale down because it was not really producing. But I've put in, mustard, fenugreek, peas. I'm pretty sure this is the mustard. I put in some beets, some oats, and everything's just starting to pop up, all cute and little. Got some different kinds of peas. Some of them are specifically for eating, and some of them were just like cover crop. Some of these peas, I'd have to look at my notes, but some of the peas I planted were from the Indian grocery store, and they're Nepali peas. I got the fenugreek and the mustard seeds also from the Indian grocery store. Did a germination test on them, and they all had like 95 to 100% germination. So, I do love a good seed that you can get from the grocery store that you can grow, because it's a thing one can buy with food stamps without having to go to I don't know, it's just still trying to minimize the places that I go to shop at for plague reasons. Okay, over here I transplanted out a bunch of the red cabbages elsewhere, and some of the transplants died, obviously, and some of them are fine, but they're really getting to be. I've never grown cabbage before, so I'm pretty oh, this is huge. Not the hugest, but it's a new experience. Got some lettuce and arugula coming in. We've got beets. I'm letting these lettuces go to seed. I've got peas and lemon balm underneath. I've planted a bunch of strawberry starts in this area. And last week I took my spading fork and I just went in and loosened up pretty much all of the soil in this back garden bed that didn't have any plants around it, because I figured I've lived here for 5 years and we haven't always had established pathways in this garden area, and there's just some places where the soil is so compact, like no wonder the plants aren't doing great. So I've just gone in with a fork and poked some holes in the ground, wiggled it around a little. So I'm excited to see how this develops over the next season, or the next half season, since we are, according to my reckoning, in the middle of autumn and not the beginning. Fight me. I really believe that equinox is the middle of the season. Anyways, we've got some collards in here, and I've taken some divisions from this one lavender bush and from this thyme, and I've put them elsewhere around the garden. Got chives that I divided last year, and honestly I probably could again, because there's just like probably about 6 inches in diameter of chives. They always like, they could use a haircut. But I've just been doing a lot of cutting down summer stuff and getting compost going again. Okay, tree corner update. They're not dead. Some of them look like they might be dying. Between the heat wave, the hurricane force winds, and the really bad smoke we've been having from wildfires, both local and further away, my trees are not the happiest, but they're like, I don't know, they're okay. They're tough little babies. We remember to water them sometimes. It's I'm selecting for drought resilience and heat wave resilience. But they're very forgiving, and I've been very grateful to be growing trees, even if it's mostly in milk crates and shopping baskets. The peaches are about up to my hips now. A couple of oaks underneath the oaks. Oh, geez, I'm going to see the heck of them. Okay, hang on. Alright, well, that's about it. I have a little, like, area here for potting stuff for, like, houseplants for my indoor tropicals, and, the Azalea fern is still doing okay. It's, again, also not been super happy, but I've gotten to use some of that as fertilizer, and I don't know, I might not grow that again next year, but we'll see. It seems like it would be really great to grow if I had a pond. Everything over here in the hugel bed has pretty much gotten taken down. Sunflowers down. All of the squash plants I had in this area got vine borers, so zero harvest there. But you know, this hugel mound was new last year, and in some places it's mostly just wood chips, so I'm gonna just keep piling on compost in areas where there's more wood chips than dirt. And it's not all bupkis. I've gotten a little good nettle patch going. My first year growing nettle, and mugwort around, which is and a couple of little bronze fennels. And it's been a good experiment. I've got some kale going, and I was really pleased with how I managed to grow a little bit of millet here, even though there's like maybe about 2 to 4 inches of soil, if we can call it that. Oh, this is a small success. Check it out. it's September. I planted this earlier this year. That is a flower. How delightful. One very happy strawberry. So, yeah, and definitely like potential for growing more things next year. And we've kind of given up on the pear tree this year. It's just that time of year where, you know, you're gonna step on a pear. It's a good tree. It just has always had really bad codling moths, and it's like a big enough tree that I can't. I could spray it, but there's just been a lot going on this year. But I'm very satisfied with all of the plants that I've grown and all of the plants that I didn't plant that have also grown. Valerian has been a very successful, happy friend. I'm going to try and dig some of this up and transplant it elsewhere. My friend's house. I'm very happy with these pumpkins that we did not plant. These are some very decent pumpkins, you know, and definitely learned a lot and have a lot of improvements to be made for next year. So, happy autumn, y'all. If anybody needs millet, I do have quite a bit of Japanese millet. I'll have some seeds available. Just email me. Do a trade. I'll just send you some seeds. Okay, bye.